tenuous.
Hey everyone,
Although mankind
welcome back to a Swiftly Tilting Cameron.
yearning for more, searching for new boundaries.
I believe if you recall from last time, we had a middling start with the Chinese, and we'll be trying to rescue them from an an inglorious end. By which I mean, of course, that we're trying to rescue ourselves. Let's build a world worth living in, shall we? Oh. Thank you, Napalm Sideburns. Ignominious. 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 I know words. Oh god, we were in 1440? And we're still in the medieval era? Things are not looking good for our heroes. Well, things could be worse. So what's our strategy out of this? Do we just crush the Indonesians? We don't really know that much about them. We should probably build some kind of scout, I guess? You, go find out what's across these borders. And then what are we even researching right now? Gunpowder, that seems good. So I guess what we want to do is push towards industrialization so we can get Gatling guns to upgrade our Choco Nu. Although we probably want chemistry if we're going to go after the Huzawats. Let's see. Nope. Back to gunpowder. Oh, right. The Indonesians had beat us to Machu Picchu, and we had hastily bulldozed the one that we had built, because that would have been embarrassing if anyone had seen that. Otherwise, let's see. We seem to be fairly well armed, although we probably could use a navy of some description. That might be helpful. What's Shanghai doing? Looks like we're building universities everywhere. We've got a reasonably healthy economy, but we are unhappy. Why are we unhappy? Just population. So, have you all heard the new Robin and Royksop single? It's pretty good. You should check it out. Our growth is seriously hampered here. All in all, things are not looking good for our heroes. Let's see what we can do about that. Do we have any trade-based people nearby? Oh, and Alexander is currently everyone's bestie. Look at that. So, normally in these situations you would try to organize a trade deal with a neighboring city-state in order to acquire some of their luxury resources. But right now it looks like... What about Antwerp? Again, with the Greeks. How boring. And they currently offer us no quests. Alright, Melbourne, what do you want? A great musician. And you want jewelry. Okay, let's see what we can do for a great musician. We currently have no capacity to develop a great musician. Okay, well, I don't see any luxury resources that we haven't developed. Do y'all? I think our only good option right now is to try to expand a bit. Although going to war would probably be bad for us. This over here seems interesting, over by Almaty. But we'll see what happens. This is terrible. There, how's that? Terrible? Ah, go away. Now you guys can see things. I fixed it. Asterisk. Focus on growth. Wait, our civilization is unhappy. That seems not terribly relevant. So we are developing a mountain of faith here. But I think we promised the Indonesians that we'd stop sending them missionaries. What else can we build? Hey, G.
I just wanted to come in, actually, move your microphone.
Alright.
There we go. I wanted to give a public service message to anyone who was banned inadvertently by Lurbot freaking out. If you want to send a message on Twitch to Defrost, who runs with Mr. Flip, runs the Lurbot. I just want to check how you actually spell his Twitch name. D3FR0ST5, so Defrosts, but with a 3, a 0, and a 5. If you want to message him, he can deal with making sure that Lurbot isn't angry at you anymore. So, thank you. I'm sure it is partially transparent.
Okay, what are we doing here, guys? Milan made missionaries? They can do that? We can get gold from Almaty. Well, let's just keep developing Chengdu around here, and, The Indonesians couldn't possibly have just developed that score with one city. Only 14 population? Maybe they have. That's encouraging. We could probably just wipe them out. However, we're going to need... we're going to need siege engines, so trebuchets. Yes, we do. No, that was an already existing deal we were just renewing. I think what I want to do is put a road through here to this fortress, so that when we do crush the Indonesians, we can just move troops up quickly and easily. No, wait, they've got another city up here. Isn't that interesting? Armory. So I read with the Chinese that what you really want to do is build a lot of repeater crossbowmen and try to level them up to their level 4, wherein they can get an additional range on their ranged attack, so that when you upgrade them to Gatling guns, then machine guns, then bazookas, they retain that +1 range. But they also retained the additional ranged attack per turn from being repeater crossbowmen, which makes them crazy go bonkers. Industrial era? This is super bad. How did someone get to the industrial era already? Hey, Lake Victoria. Well, that'll help. It's possible we're playing with... I don't have Korea. I have Babylon, though, which does seem slightly plausible. Hmm. Gib blocks. There we go. What's the Great Prophet doing? Indonesia? I sure hope it's not Casaspelli. That would be really awkward for both of us. Uh-oh, Antwerp's going to be all pissy with us now. That's something we're just going to have to come to terms with. I guess we want more growth here. But another Colosseum would be super handy. So tell you what. Colosseum at 500. Alright. Sorry guys, this hasn't been a terribly exciting game. Uh-huh.
Whoever desires the cloud state.
Okay. Like, protectionism is just so good. It makes you so stable. But, like, rationalism is also very strong. We have to figure out what we're going for here. Okay, we have several coastal cities, however they tend to be small. Shanghai, Nanjing, and Chengdu are all, you know, good candidates for reasons to go for exploration. But we don't have enough coastal cities, really, to justify it. We can continue going commerce, even though the moderate commerce bonuses are not great, except for mercantilism. Rationalism is very strong if we can up our happiness score. Yeah, I think rationalism is just way too strong. Although we could also try to go for aesthetics. But again, it's very strong if we can make ourselves happy. Rationalism no longer ups happiness. Instead, those are in the ideologies. But I think I like rationalism. I think I like the idea of building a society that I would like to live in. Let's go with rationalism. We won't see any bonus right away, but maybe we can figure it out. And we clearly need to start going for zoos. So chivalry, then printing press, and we'll be able to hopefully stabilize our happiness at some point. Where are these workers? Right there. They've built a road. Good for them. God, this is terrible. Alright, next turn we'll bring them over here so we don't piss off Antwerp anymore. Maybe if we do go to war against Indonesia, we can put them here-ish, on a hill, and that way they can rain hot death on any reinforcements that the Indonesians send to help their capital. Is Jakarta worth taking? Will this help us win this game? It's going to murder our happiness and our economy for a few turns at least, until we can build a courthouse. We need to meet more people. These guys are super irritating. Okay. What we're going to do is figure out our lives. A courthouse costs 600, I think. We really need something better to spend our faith on. Huh. Well, ain't that interesting? 128. Holy crap. How did they get 128 influence? I don't even know how this game works. No, guys, that's definitely an Indonesian city. Red border with a blue color. The blue tint. Indonesia. Athens is here, but the Indonesians definitely have probably 2 neighboring cities. Ah, okay. In the meantime, let's upgrade these guys. 70 gold? Sure, no problem. Oh, I remember these guys. They were my very first unit. That means if we go to war with Indonesia, we'll have the Milanese all up in our business. Does anyone want the Milanese bullied? Nope. So what's our path through this, guys? Like, Indonesia has a lot of, like, medieval level units. I think by our standards, they would be pretty soft. All right. Where is it? Yeah, like, they say the Indonesians are tougher than us. But the military advisor is notoriously not good at really evaluating actual strength. And yeah, I think we have much more sophisticated military units than they do. Especially the Chokunu will just wipe out the Indonesians. What we don't have right now are siege engines, and that will be a problem. So, to that end, we start building trebuchets. Alright, these guys can at least temporarily interdict anything that's going to come down.
Hello?
You don't even have anything worth demanding. Ugh. What a load of hot crap. Like, all these open plains are just going to be a killing ground. We have no idea who their ally is. That's super bad. One of the city-states is doing a better job of exploring the world than we are. This is getting embarrassing. Oh well, keep spamming longbow or crossbowmen. What happened to our economy? We used to be making so much cash. Oh, that's why. Yeah. What do you think, you guys? Do you just want to say let's go for it? See if we can take in Jakarta? We're not in great shape, but I think we can do that at least. I think we can actually damage them quite badly in the next couple of turns. However, this is a problem over here. Do we just roll in from the east next turn? I think so. Yeah, you're right, of course. We need the siege weapons to actually get there. However, I mean, Jakarta only has a defense of 27. Like, I think we can take it. Well, we can at least make some cash off the Indonesians while we're waiting to kill them. Are you all big talk, Indonesia? Seems to be you're all big talk. Uh-oh, Isabella. Well, we're not that far behind them. Wait, never mind. Ugh. I think we can still get there. Hooray! Whoa, Pakal. That's an awfully ambitious thing to ask someone you just met. We got truffles for miles, yo. Embassies? Look at how happy my people are! Montezuma, we have no interest in this arrangement right now, but let me get back to you, I got my own problems. I think we're good for now. No way, Isabella. Who is it? Oh, hey, Jules Verne. Jules Verne.
Captain Nemo pointed to this prodigious heap of shellfish. I saw that these mines were genuinely inexhaustible, since nature's creative powers are greater than man's destructive instincts.
You are a filthy man. Why would you do such a thing?
It was stuck in my head.
Graham Stark, everyone.
I'm so sorry. We're taking off. Bye, Ken.
Bye! Why would you do this to me?
Ray is here working on secret something, and so he's going to take off when you leave.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, okay. Graham just hit me with a mind melter for no good reason. There's no way in hell I'm giving Montezuma open borders. Unacceptable? Then no. You have nothing I want. Give me that sugar. Ooh. Look at all our happy people. No.
Bye, Cam.
Bye.
Don't forget to shut the window.
I won't. We're not in terrible shape here. To be totally honest, things could be worse. Okay, once you've got this Trebucket online, we have 2 Trebuckets. Probably open terrain, and then volley. No, Indonesia has multiple cities. They've got one, I'm guessing, here, and one over here. Look at the way their borders are. No, come back! How does Montezuma only have 245? Oh, he's at war with a bunch of people, I'm guessing. And also losing. Alright, next turn we stream across the border. Yeah. Siam I am. Oh, they get, like, totally sweet upgrades. Kapow. These guys are going to be super irritating, but whatever. A job will be created when they pillage the countryside for one turn. Oh, I forgot about these guys. I shouldn't have forgotten about those guys. That was careless. Yeah, I heard Bob Hoskins died. That was super sad. I was thinking of re-rolling as Russia in his honor, considering that he played like Nikita Khrushchev in Enemy at the Gates. Do we focus fire on these guys? Or over here? Let's see what kind of damage we can do to these pikemen. Now we see why repeater crossbowmen are so strong. Hi! Range strength of 28, huh? You're not really terrifying me, guys. Let's distract them with some other mans. This seems careless. Let's not risk things we don't have to. Yeah. Although, like, if what you know Bob Hoskins for is Mario, go watch Paris Je t'aime. Oh, these guys are just gonna get captured here. Huh. Well, ain't that some shit. Yeah, you don't come around this neighborhood anymore. You know, I'm gonna get rid of these guys. More musketmen. Oh, lol. Dude, you have no idea. Okay. Really? Are you for real? Hooray! The Chinese love great generals. They wreck face with great generals. Did you know that we're losing this war? Apparently it's true. Roller skates. No, sad face, we can't see them. Okay. Wait, can I just send out a Trebucket crew and arrest these guys? I can't. I just accidentally your great prophet. Killing holy people. 4 lols. Remember, we don't want to step too close to Milan. Who's our great person? Lysander. Somebody want to tell me what our viewer total is right now? We're getting so many spammers. Huh. Alexander's getting a slice of this. Oh, look at these sassy guys. Who's this thirsty fellow? Oh, okay. Horsemen. How did archers do a quarter of our health? These are not units that should be doing this quantity of damage. 86! 86. Are you for reals? Is it me, or is the city of Jakarta doing an actual ludicrous amount of damage to our units? Like an actually entirely preposterous amount of damage. Can we go all the way? Now the trick will be holding on to it. Let's go spread the word, shall we? Looks like I get to keep my city. That put us up into a contender status again. Now, let's try moving north. We're going to need to replenish some of those losses that we suffered. Yes, let us work together, Alexander. Alexander is our bro forever. He would never do anything to hurt us. Look at his hair.
Joyfully to the breeze, royal Odysseus spread his sails.
I'm really trying to build up experience points for the Choconu, because I really want to get at least a couple of them up to their level 4 status, where they can start getting ranged bonuses. Chukonu. I have no idea how that pronunciation even works. I'm probably butchering it. Don't let them escape. We'll need at least a couple of turns here to rebuild. Actually, how are we doing on several of these fronts? No. Antwerp's one of the ones we aren't at war with. Fine. Nah. Do better. Man, but we need those spices. We are sorry this has caused a divide between us. Alexander, you're so beautiful. I can never stay mad at you. King James Enigma, I was thinking of actually going back and playing a little bit of Alpha Centauri before Civ After Earth launches. Civ After Earth comes out probably this fall sometime. My favorite faction in Alpha Centauri are the Peacekeepers. Industrial Era? Holy crap! The Ethiopians are like crushing this game. You know what? We can still save this, I think. Just wait another couple of turns. Why, me, of course. I don't think we're going to win this vote. But we can try. Yeah, I know, deja vu. I think we can still pull out a good showing in this game. Now that we have room to go. Room to grow. Actually, hold on. I should run an ad, now that I think about it. So how about I'll come back in about 30 seconds and we'll continue... Hopefully we'll be able to polish off the Indonesians, who never even build roads. Weird. And then we'll, yeah, we'll see where this game takes us. Okay, see you guys shortly. I mean... There we go. Welcome back, everyone, to Cameron and the Birds Conquer the World. What do we want to listen to? Or more precisely, what do I want to listen to? Because this is a great album. And I'm in a good mood today.
Somebody said you got a new friend. Does she love you better than I can?
I'm going to see Robin and Röyksopp when they play Seattle, so that's pretty sweet.
I know where you at, I bet she's around. Yeah, I know it's stupid, but just gotta see it for myself. I'm in the corner, watching you kiss her. I'm right over here, why can't you see me? I'm giving it my all, but I'm not the guy you're taking home. Ooh, I keep dancing on my own. I'm just gonna dance all night. I'm all messed up.
Wow, the Greeks are wrecking the Indonesian shit. Okay. So, do we want to burn our engineer early? Or do we want to hang on to him? No kidding, half-tone epsilon. Neat. No. How the piss is Beijing starving? Ugh. Well, this is awkward.
News for you. Vampires have feelings too. You split my heart in two.
Useful intelligence, that?
You're gonna do.
Okay. That's actually kind of awkward for us.
Fresh out the box, the latest model. Generator running on full throttle. Can I get a fuel up, hit the bottle? I got a lot of automatic booty applications. Got a CPU maxed out sensation. Looking for droids.
Whoa, what did I just do?
Rock the nation. Rock it, baby.
Okay. So, we can put trebuchets here and here. And then land a musketman over here, presuming the Greeks haven't taken the city before us.
My super brain is all binary, circuitry and being framed in full hair. I'm sipping protein top with the cherry. In fact, I'm a very scientifically advanced hot mama, artificially discreet, no drama, digitally chic, titanium mama. Bring the alarm up. I've got news for you. Vampires have feelings.
Okay, next turn, trebuchet to there, trebuchet there, crossbowman. Crossbowman. The Greeks have, like, flattened this place. Holy God, there's nothing left of it. For Faith? How wonderful.
My drinking is killing me. My drinking is killing me. My drinking is
I suppose we should do something about the Milanese.
my drinking is killing me.
Because apparently they want die.
My drinking is killing me. 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 My drinking is
Okay,
my drinking is killing me.
move there,
It's killing me. My drinking is killing me.
there.
My smoking is killing me. My diet's killing me. My heels are killing me. My shopping's killing me. My ego is killing me. Can't sleep is killing me. My label's killing me. Pick drama. My phone is killing me. My email is killing me. These hours are killing me. My toy is killing me. This flight is killing me.
Well, those crosswomen are going to take a hit, but
My mother,
such are the wages of war.
my landlord's killing me. My boss is killing me. The TV is killing me. Your nagging is killing me. My boyfriend's killing me. My talking's killing me. Killing me. Killing me.
Then we land with the musketmen.
Can't sleep is killing me. My dreams are killing me. The TV is killing me.
Seriously,
My talking's killing me. Let go, you're killing me.
98 damage.
Killing me. Calm down, you're killing me.
98!
God, you're killing me.
That is kind of the point of the song, guys.
My drinking is killing me. My smoking is killing me. My head is killing me. My mind is killing me. My back is killing me. My neck is killing me. Your nagging is killing me. My gut is killing me. My PMS is killing me. My email is killing me. These hours are killing me. My toy is killing me. This flight is killing me. My manager's killing me. My mother's killing me. My landlord's killing me. My smoking is killing me. The TV is killing me. Your nagging is killing me.
Go explore the world.
Killing me.
Bring the true word.
Killing me. Calm down, you're killing me. My God, you're killing me. Don't fucking tell me what to do. 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 Don't fucking tell me what to do.
Yes, shoot at the Greeks. Please shoot at the Greeks.
Don't fucking tell me what to do.
Thanks, Alex. We got it from here.
Don't fucking tell me what to do.
No. You may not have open borders.
I'm going backwards through time at the speed of light. I'm yours, you're mine, two satellites, not alone.
You diss Robin at your own peril. Let's hope they keep shooting at those crossbowmen. Ruh-roh. No, I'm not giving you open borders, Montezuma. Are you new here? We've got one turn left, effectively, to capture the city before the Greeks do it for us. That would be bad. I think we can make the existence of these pikemen on this earth powerfully brief. Nope, Gib.
Hey, what did I do? Can't believe the fit I just threw. Stupid. Wanted the reaction.
Okay, how are we going to manage this in the next couple of turns? Trebucket, trebucket, trebucket. Lol. That seems to really be the name of the game. The City Busters do a whole lot better than the crossbowmen do. But don't discount the crossbowmen. Ugh, this road is gonna cost a fortune. This sucks. Do we even want to build a road? We have to. Ah. We can't get to either of these places with harbors. Out of curiosity, I wonder if our military advisor is still advising us to surrender to the Indonesians. Oh! There we go. No, I think we got you on this one. No. The Firstborn are putting in some work. So what I'm going to do is try to put trebuchets here, here, and here. Which means... we'll have like 3 turns in which to prepare for this. This one will easily go here, these crossbowmen move up. These crossbowmen move to here, although actually what we want is for these not to be crossbowmen, but for these instead to be musketmen. Well, we discourage the Milanese from getting any bright ideas. I think we're in decent shape here. I would love to, Alex, but we gotta save up for this courthouse. All these courthouses. Man, you guys had oranges? Why didn't you tell me? Wait, does Antwerp have our back? They do! Good guy, Antwerp. Oh, that tastes awfully good. I think that's more important than getting a courthouse right away. Feels good. Hi there. Where are all those guys going? Looks like those crossbowmen probably won't be long for this world. I should shoot at these guys. I bet Antwerp would be really happy with me. Alright, another turn and the Firstborn will be ready to go. I think we're in decent shape here, guys. Sorry, were those bad men bothering you? You can thank me later. cute rock throwing machine. We have cannon. Oh, and the Greeks even have our back on the seas. Well, I mean, whatevs. Yeah, today was a gorgeous day, you guys. Seriously, you should all, like, come out. We'll hang out. Go have a beer on a patio somewhere. It'll be sweet. Alright, next turn we take on Surabaya. One, two, three cannons within range. Multiple crossbowmen. Or, well, two crossbowmen. Actually, we'll risk antagonizing Antwerp for a turn. I'm sorry, I didn't know they were in your borders. That's super awkward, I'm sorry. All right. Goodbye, Indonesia. You had a good run of it. But you decided that you wanted to be kind of ugly to me instead. And now I'm gonna make your shit powerfully real. Yeah, never tell Robin that you want to just be friends. She doesn't seem to like that much. Another great general. Well, isn't that handy? Shame that he's nowhere in time. Out of curiosity, no, can't make it this turn. Let's hope the Indonesians don't wise up and realize we don't have any units that can take their city except for one unit of musketmen. Wait, can we do it now? We can! Oh, you and your saggy man boobs can go sulk someplace else. And what's with the sword? Really? We have guns. What did you think was gonna happen? Do we put a city here or something? That seems really bad. I mean, we get bonuses from having extra cities, but they're just... Ugh, it sucks so hard. I guess there's like fish and spices. That's okay. I think we just rush the Circus Maximus. Actually, that's probably terrible. I'm bad at this game, you guys. I don't know why you're watching me. Alright, let's bring the army home. Aw. Don't be like that, Pakal. Everyone else likes me. Has anyone ever seen the picture of Haile Selassie with the British generals during World War II? And he just looks so unimpressed with them. Uh-oh. Having the Siamese pissed off with us might not be a great option right now. Oh, Lady Isabella. Who ever heard of Spain denouncing someone? Aw, thanks you guys. See, I really wish that great generals could still cause golden ages, because then they were useful after a war was over. Now you can just turn a square into kind of like an uber fortress, which I suppose is fine, but honestly, like a citadel is really good. It's really good if you're in a war, but it does nothing for you, really, if you're not at war. Why did you build your city here? It could have been so much better one tile over. Why is the AI so bad at this game? Okay. Our starting unit must go back to where it came from. Otherwise, the cannon should take up residence in coastal cities. We'll put one in Shanghai. One over in Nanjing. One in Jakarta. Oh, this war was so good for us. I mean, like, it was really bad for the, 21 turns, huh? That seems terrible. Like, don't get me wrong. The Indonesians aren't coming back from this one. They aren't making it home to their kids. But we came out of it sitting pretty good. I guess we can just get rid of our great generals. Like, they're really nice, and they're great for the Chinese, but... Gross Butt 965. We're getting so many spammers, you guys. No wonder Lurbot's getting trigger happy. I suppose we could have raised it, but honestly, it just like... It's such a miserable hit to your diplomacy, and everyone's already pissed off with us. I'd rather not risk it. I think I just want to get rid of these generals. Float her economy a little bit and allow us to build courthouses in a little while. Do they? Do they add strategic resources? Oh right, and they can expand borders. Yeah, that's a really nasty bonus. I forgot that. But I don't think it gives you the strategic resource. What we could do is put them like right here and expand our borders. That would make our borders touch. That would be decent. I suppose it's better than just throwing him away. Really? Well, I told you I didn't know how to play this game. Touch the borders. You don't like us. Big deal. I don't like you either. I notice you're still eating our truffles. If this keeps up, we might end up with an isolationist China. How weird would that be? Hello, Miss Kate. How's things going over on that side of things? I suppose we should no longer try to be at war with Valletta and Milan. We're sorry we totally kicked your guys' ass. We're just as embarrassed by it as you are. I suppose I can also get rid of this fortress. Are there any borders we're terribly desperate to expand? I mean, I suppose we could... Actually, what we should do... Peep this. We could put a city right here next to this river, next to Almaty. That would probably be a really good thing to do. I mean, it actually might be terrible. Now that I think about it. But let's just grab that territory using Zhongliang. Oh, chillax. What would the Mayans know about a naval invasion by an empire on a distant continent? Those are the words I like to hear. Valletta wants atheism. Great scientist. Bam.
We dance to the beat of silent mutation. We dance to the beat of your brain not evolving fast enough. We dance to the beat of raw talent wasted. We dance to the beat of bad kissers clicking teeth. We dance to the beat of opportunity knocking.
World's Fair sounds fun.
We dance to the beat of an eviction next door. Of another recycled rebellion, of consolidating assets, of another crowd losing it, of your voice breaking.
Oh, right. The Indonesians pillaged our fishing boats. What bastards.
We dance to the beat. We dance to the beat. We dance to the beat. We dance to the beat, baby.
Alright. We should probably also use our workers to delete these fortresses. Why am I so bad at this game, you guys?
We dance to the beat of a billion charges of endorphin. We dance to the beat of love lost and won back. We dance to the beat of source code and conjuring. We dance to the beat of gravity giving us a break.
I was really hoping we'd be able to get a couple of, like, level 4 crossbowmen out of that war. But alas, we didn't. Such sadness, much waste. No +1 range Gatling guns. Wow. The Lone Bard. Why should you read the Culture series the other day? The Culture series are a series of sci-fi novels by Ian M. Banks that deal with a post-scarcity civilization run by artificial intelligences. And the idea that Ian Banks had for them was that he wanted to write a series of novels about a civilization he'd like to live in. So the Culture is pretty utopian. It's anarchic, it's socialist, it is concerned heavily with the happiness of all of its citizens. So, of course, all the novels deal with the points at which it breaks down. A lot of the novels deal with characters who live outside the culture, who are looking at it from an outsider's perspective, or they deal with the branches of the culture that interact with those who live outside the culture, like the branch of the culture called Special Circumstances. Okay, so if you think of the culture as vaguely kind of being like the Federation, only with much more advanced technology, but kind of having a similar outlook, except that they will aggressively interfere in other civilizations. then the branch called Contact is roughly analogous to Starfleet. I'm stepping outside of the closet here as a giant nerd. And Special Circumstances exists within Contact in order to manage things that fall outside the usual rules of engagement Contact operates with. I should put this in a city next to a mountain. What's our most populous mountain city? Nanjing? Does that seem like a good time? So, I haven't read the entire series yet, full disclosure. I am on Matter. But they are all wonderfully imaginative, inside or adjacent to my territory. Well, get humped. Wait. I had no idea she did a collab with Snoop Dogg. I love Robin so much. Okay, so, basically, the series opens with the novel Consider Phlebas, which is a line taken from T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, and deals with a man, a spy, a shapeshifter working for an alien civilization that the culture is at war with, named the Adirans. And the Adirans are kind of... They remind me a lot, actually, and again, this is me stepping way out of the closet here as a giant nerd, especially since it's the best analogy I can make, of the elites from Halo. Deeply religious, highly intelligent, and the fiercest predators on a world full of monsters. And they decide to go to the war with the culture, because, well, actually the culture goes to war with them, because the Adirans represent what the culture considers a moral threat. Actually, it's very complex. Let me think about this for a moment. The book itself is fascinating. I really recommend them, and they're absolutely worth reading. If only usually for a long speech made at some point near the end of each book. Which I know sounds terrible. I did an English degree, and those kind of books where, like, suddenly at the end of a book, some character would make a long grandiose speech about something, were just the worst. But here, they're always interesting, and it's... The one in Look to Windward, in particular, is made by one of the artificial intelligences that guides the culture, one of the minds, and it talks about why it would ever do something like consider dying for a human that it is charged with caring for. And it's like a wonderfully nuanced, fascinating answer on why you would care for something that is infinitely less capable than you are. And it demonstrates that the minds are actually deeply moral, far more profoundly moral than the humans are that they care for. Oh, also, it just has, like, a pile of great stuff. Ian M. Banks has a wonderful facility for homophones and homonyms. So all of his artificial intelligences, the minds, when they take up residence in ships, they're allowed to choose their own name for their ship. And the ship names are just... they're amazing puns, really. My favorite, by far, is a ship called Total Internal Reflection, which is a principle in, well, optics, wherein a beam of light will be entirely reflected inside a prism, say, or a material. Germanium crystals are really good for that. But it's the ship that's responsible for basically being off on its own without any supervision. So it's very meditative and lonely, hence Total Internal Reflection. a pun. I thought it was cute. Ah, yes. Also, the frank exchange of views is just a brilliant name. There are humans everywhere in the galaxy, in the culture universe. Yeah, Mistake Not has a great name as well. But yeah, Ian M. Banks makes the choice that his artificial intelligences, which are far more capable, far more enlightened than the humans who developed them, are actually just highly moral beings, because why wouldn't they be? As Asimov said, if something is smarter than us, why couldn't it also be gooder than us? Why shouldn't it be gooder than us? Yes, Frank is a warship. The frank exchange of views is a warship. We invited them over for a frank exchange of views. It was profoundly honest. And the personalities of the artificial intelligence, of the minds, they're called minds, they call themselves minds, so I'll call them minds. They're great. Like the warships are cynical, but not, sometimes bloodthirsty, but also possessed of a profoundly morbid sense of humor. Whereas the minds that guard, say, their large orbital settlements are nurturing and cosmopolitan, and the minds that take up residence in their exploration ships are curious, inquisitive. They're called the Culture Series Asteria by Ian M. Banks. He died a couple of years ago. He was a Scottish author, or actually he died earlier. Was it earlier this year? Last year? One of my other favorites was Come on, brain, we can do this. We can pull it together. You'll clean that up before you go. Anyways, I found the first book fascinating because I thought the Adirans were actually a really interesting and deep adversary for the culture, because they had a moral obligation to being dominated by artificial intelligence. Because the Adirans were not only the pinnacle predator on a world full of monsters, and were biologically immortal, but they were also highly, highly intelligent. You don't rival a civilization like the culture unless you have the capacity to meet a mind on something like even intellectual ground. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought they were very sympathetic pseudo-villains. Omnicrat, I don't think he left any books unfinished, unfortunately. He knew about his condition a while in advance and worked very hard to finish what he was doing before he died. What are we even playing towards here? I've just been kind of operating... Nothing happened. I've been operating on autopilot for a little while. Let's discover oil. That would probably be a good thing for a civilization to have. How are we doing score-wise? How does the game think we're doing? We're in second place. I also thought that the reason that the cult in Consider Flavus, the first book in the series, the culture declares war on the Adirans rather than the opposite, because the culture is asserting its moral right to exist, as they say, and they do that as a result of a vote of every citizen in the culture. Now, the culture doesn't live on planets. Almost all of their citizens live on ships or orbitals, which are like the structures you see in Halo. Large rings that aren't ring worlds, because ring worlds are very rare in this world, but giant orbital structures that can be moved or destroyed. So the culture is highly mobile, and they could have run away for as long as they wanted to. They could have run away indefinitely, but instead they choose to stand their ground and go to war. Because they think that the culture agrees that its moral right to exist trumps the Adirans' right to do what they're doing. It's a very odd reason to decide. Basically, the culture looked at what it was and decided that it was something worth killing for. Not just worth dying for, but worth killing for. And that's a profound statement for a civilization to make. Whereas we went to war because we were bored. Cheers. King James Enigma, Neuromancer, is actually my favorite novel. Hands down my favorite novel. Silver for Dyes? Whoa, when did we get silver? I guess it happened when we totally crushed Indonesia. Spices for 4 gold per turn. Iron. I want your pearls. And not open borders. Well, yeah, Lysander Gustav, the Adirans were stomping out other civilizations. Do we need copper? I think we need copper. That is not even close to a fair deal. Get bent. Snow Crash was really fun. Snow Crash was fun, but it wasn't nearly as interesting as Neuromancer was. I mean, they're bookends on the subgenre we call cyberpunk fiction, right? Snow Crash is wonderfully imaginative and really fun, and it also features a cameo by the band Korn. And Wikipedia. But it doesn't do what Neuromancer does very well, which is imagine, again, an artificial intelligence as this profoundly alien thing. They're very different novels, really. I know you're not comparing them explicitly, but I know they wind up being compared critically quite a lot because they bookend the genre. Alright, let's get our civilization up and running here. The player of games is quite good. Inquisitor JL. I find that its main character isn't terribly sympathetic or even that interesting, but he provides a kind of unique, well, not even unique, but the main character and player of games is the kind of character who will be relegated to a very secondary, tertiary role in future novels, because he's kind of callow and pampered and actually not really that interesting. There's never any doubt in the viewer's or in the reader's mind that he is going to triumph at what he does. And the moral conflict is much less, well, it's much less of an imperative than it is in other novels. The culture novels are at their best when they're asking questions like, why should the cult... Imagine the best civilization you can ever imagine, where everyone is happy, where it's concerned profoundly with the happiness of the people living in it. Ooh. Okay, now that you've pictured that civilization, tell me why it deserves to kill people in order to endure. Does that civilization kill people? Because the culture does, and it does rather eagerly. We only have 4 coal. Haha! I knew that was there the whole time. Angel of Dust 337. Don't tell anyone, but my favorite Neil Stephenson book is actually Anathem. I know it's generally considered to be almost painfully dorky, and it is. Montezuma, I am so not giving you open borders. Stop trying to make open borders a thing. It's not going to happen. Can we get... Sorry, dude, I need the luxuries. I haven't read Gormenghast, Ila 806. Yeah, the Lone Bard, it's... Oh shit, I forgot that that was happening. That's awkward. Why didn't anyone tell me the World Fair was on? Chat, you've let me down. I cannot hear you until you apologize. Oh, this is just embarrassing. Chat, we look like total chumps. We didn't even have a booth. We didn't have a booth. Well, this is awkward. Anyways, I don't know how many of you follow me on Twitter. Followed, past tense. But I've decided that I'm going to have a reading recommendation every month, and May's recommended reading is going to be Copenhagen by Michael Frayn, which is a play about a meeting between Werner Heisenberg and Niels Bohr in Copenhagen in 1941, of which of this meeting, very little is known about it, because Heisenberg says that well, it's complex. It's morally complex. Oh, Haley Salesi. Why you gotta hate? Dude, you can't even make eye contact. Yeah, that's right. I guess we've got to start building a navy.
The winds and the waves are always on us.
I don't know, a Lure book club sounds like a great idea. Niels Bohr? I once had a physics professor. Well, okay. The story is that one day in his class, one of the students asked, it was a second-year quantum physics course, and one of the students asked if we would need to know Schrodinger's wave equation for the final. And he says, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that. And the student repeats, Schrodinger, his wave equation, do we need to know it? And the professor says, well, I'm sorry, I'm just not familiar with that. Schrodinger, do we need to know the thing? And he says, look, I'm sorry, I can't help you with this. And finally, the student sighs heavily and says, do we need to know Schrodinger's wave equation for the final exam? To which he says, oh, that. No. He was such a wonderful old bastard, and I miss him very much. But he retired last year. What do I want to listen to, you guys? Laserbeak's Fury, that's the entire theme of Copenhagen, is uncertainty. You know what? I love these guys, but only their first two albums, because after that, there was huge drama, and the band fell apart, and their good lyricists left. Oh, come on. Fine. Okay, yo, does anyone speak Portuguese? If you speak Portuguese, you gotta tell me. And you gotta help me out with this other song. We'll get to there. We should have a Lure book club. You're totally right. Have we recruited another scientist? We have. Okay. Our science is apparently laughable. So who's really critical to our continued survival on this continent? I think we should put a spy in Melbourne. Graham told you guys this story? Heinlein is fine, I guess. Starship Troopers is kind of cool. It has, like, giant dudes in power armor punching things really hard. But he was a profoundly weird guy. And not weird in a way that I really appreciate. Oh, no you didn't. Please say you didn't do that. Now I gotta go and reconvert them. Yeah, like, Heinlein's politics are really loathsome. Even though later he tried to claim that he was writing parodies, they're not effective as parodies. Honestly, I prefer the film version of Starship Troopers infinitely to the book, because it at least seems to grok the book's themes far more clearly than Heinlein's book did. Did you know Starship Troopers was a parody of fascist ideals, and not at all an exaltation of them? Neither did I! Gleeful Flames, you speak Portuguese? Cool. You need to tell me what the lyrics to a song coming up mean. What do I even want to do with this guy? I think I'll just, like, sleep him. Well, yeah. I should probably read Stranger in a Strange Land. But honestly, Starship Troopers just turned me off so hard. Stranger in a Strange Land is part of the canon of science fiction, and I really should give it a much higher priority than I have. Alright, we can finally afford to build courthouses. Annex the city, purchase courthouse. Medan seems like a better city to annex than Surabaya. Yeah, I agree, Khalad. I mean, even if I find his politics really repulsive, I should give Stranger in a Strange Land and The Moon as a Harsh Mistress the time they deserve. If nothing else, they're important books in the genre.
Somebody once said remove specifics and cover to ambiguities because definition is aimlessly mirage.
And honestly, a sign of moral maturity is the ability to entertain other people's vile politics without necessarily throwing away all their ideas.
Someone once said give the game away. It's seeking association, short circuits, eccentricities. And do you ever feel the need to go to sleep just in case your brain has been trying to unpack something? Is for carrying out a thought. Arms and legs for steering and arranging.
Yeah, like, I have a really hard time resolving Orson Scott Card's politics with the same human being who produced the hierarchy of alienness and said that the advancement of a species along the hierarchy is not a sign of their moral development, but ours, i.e. our ability to recognize the personhood of something that profoundly alien is a reflection of our advancing morality. I just can't resolve that with a guy who, like, spends his money the way he does. Lysander Gustav, is Friday the one where Poing comes from? Anyways, yeah, I have a policy where, okay, if I wasn't allowed to read anything written by someone whose politics were actually outright loathsome, I wouldn't read anything, right? Like, I couldn't read The Merchant of Venice, I couldn't read The Tempest, let alone things like any Lovecraft, because Lovecraft was like a white supremacist, flat out. And quite proudly one. What we have is not a responsibility to ignore the politics of the authors that we read or the people who influence our culture, but rather a responsibility to critically consider them. I'm not giving you open borders, dude. I'm not going for a culture victory. It does nothing for me. It's not even like a cognitive dissonance thing. You can entertain someone's thoughts and the stories that people tell without needing to necessarily without needing to hold all of their political views as absolute truths. Oh, we are so far behind in this game. Anyway, School of Seven Bells has 2 good albums. Anything written after those first 2 albums is just not that good. The sister who knew how to write lyrics left. Okay. Let's actually make good on our promise to settle a city here. Yeah, like, Shadow over Innsmouth has some really, really troubling racial overtones. It's still an interesting science fiction story, but what it means is broadly open to broad interpretation. And I think it's part of our responsibility as critically thinking adults to engage with that. Because whether we like it or not, it's part of our culture. Especially as people who exist on the internet. The internet fucking loves Lovecraft. But I don't have the energy to get into the conversation with everyone who shows up in a Lovecraft t-shirt that he was an unapologetic white supremacist and anti-Semite. That sounds like an exhausting life to live. Ugh. I like how the Chinese workers are dressed up like Luigi. It's a me, Ron Jeremy. It makes me profoundly sad to think that we're never going to get another album with lyrics like this. Yeah, like, Lovecraft was critical to forming weird fiction, right? We would probably get things like Night Vale without Lovecraft, but who knows what they would look like. Dude, Alexander, you have so much shit on my borders. That's really not cool, you know? I don't know what to tell you, dude. Annex the city, purchase... courthouse. This is just like super awkward. I've inherited all these crap cities from the Indonesians who apparently didn't want them that much. How are you guys doing today anyways? Having fun? Well, Admiral Mamo, I did my first undergraduate degree in English Lit, so, like, Death of the Author is really kind of close to me. And yeah, I kind of hold to it. We're allowed to make different interpretations of something than the author, because who knows what the author intended The Coen brothers in particular are infamous for lying about what their books mean, or what their works mean, their films mean. And who knows how people are being trustworthy. I've written things that have dimensions that I didn't fully appreciate. And that's not even considering the way that cultural meanings can shift. Did Cervantes know that we would consider Quixote to be a sympathetic and kind of pathetic character when he wrote him? Did Shakespeare really think of Falstaff as being anything other than a Homer Simpson of his age? Oh, hey, it's Claude Shannon. Dude, I read your paper. Defrost 5, I actually went from English Lit to chemistry, but, I mean, those borders are blurry. Yeah. Death Shavu. Yeah, it's... Oh, shit. That's real bad for us. If the Siamese are going autocracy... Lore scholar, really? Started off in the sciences and went to the arts? Burn After Bunk Steve, Burn After Reading is a perfect movie, and I will fight anyone who doesn't love it. Embargo China? Get fucked. Well, I mean, between physics and chemistry, the borders are blurry. I do theoretical chemistry, and in particular, my honors thesis was written on semiconducting polymers, and for that I needed to learn a lot of solid-state physics. So, yeah, those borders can be kind of blurry sometimes. Just ask Walter Cohen. Actually, I can afford that now. I should also run an ad. Oh, yeah, Splooga, I'd love to read the Kalevala. I love the idea of Tolkien reading it with a English to Swedish chef dictionary next to it. And just kind of writing his own translation as he went. These trade routes are all terrible. Tell you what, let's relocate you to here. That's probably far more useful to me. We can't build there, however we can build here. Why can't we build there? Because there are barbarians there. How irritating. That's the only possible reason. Alright, let's go flush them out. Wait, I just opened the borders? Oh, fuck. I mean... fuck. Dude, Alex, that's not cool, man. Or Swedish chef to English, whatever the Kalevala is written in. So we've been embargoed. Guess we're going all in on our own. Finish. Yes, finish. What do you mean I can't trade with Athens? How profoundly irritating. Why are we building Look, you guys, I never said I was any good at this game. I just tend to win it occasionally. Yeah, I've been embargoed, I know, guys. I got major, like, warmonger bonuses for wiping out the Indonesians. Who'da thunk it? I'm sure we'll come back from it. We control the world's supply of truffles. And honestly, who doesn't love chocolate? Certainly not pigs. I only have one caravan right now. That's awful. Why can't I send it to Athens? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, well, China's going isolationist. I don't need you guys. Next research project? Blackjack. You know it. Whatever. As it turns out, Montezuma has my back. No, not even, dude. How weird is it to be in a game where Montezuma is your only trading partner? Night Valian? What kind of... where are you? Hey, we discovered Hong Kong. We should probably repair this road. Interesting question, Jay Wiley. I don't know as much math as I'd really like to. What was really fun to do? Hooray! Nobody. Well, I mean, we want to live in a society. I would like to play this game while creating a society I would like to live in. So, maybe freedom? We get 2 free tenants for having adopted it early, but we also get 2 free tenants from Order.
There are so many things I wish I knew how to say in a way that you'd understand, but I can't. So many times I've tried looking
You know what? We're gonna go freedom with this one.
for a sign that maybe you feel the same, but you don't.
There is no way I can knock over 7 civilizations at this point in the game. And I'm not going autocracy. I just find it... ugh. I know I'm playing a game, but I'm not conquering the world for totalitarianism. How depressing. Even if it would put me on good grounds with Scion. I will be at Lurkon, Dark Morphing. Freedom costs $1 or $5. Hell yeah. King James Enigma, I studied computational chemistry, and I would like to go on to continue to do that. Computational methods for examining scientific problems are the only way forward, really. I need more stuff. I need more brains to continue on. But I'm working on it. Yeah, I know, we're gonna have to pick a win con eventually, I guess. God. I don't know how to win this game. Oh, that reminds me. My stream time is almost over. But after 9 o'clock, what you should do is go and watch Stream Bros, which is Andrew and Matt's stream, where they are playing something far less interesting than this. But you can't hold that against them. Because they're also far less interesting than me. But they're fine. I like them both. They're good folk. My conversation is scintillating. Having just completed all the requirements for my undergraduate degree, I am not working in the morning. Yep. Ugh. No, come back. Alright, we got public schools. Build a world worth living in, yo. Anyways, you should go over there and F-bomb them. "32 turns for a windmill." Put your back into it. No, 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 no. Ugh. You can't find any good help these days. Huh. Teach me to DFT? I barely know how to DFT, even though I wrote my honors thesis on it. Papermaker. Mr. Snaffleburger? Scientists have no idea how to write. DFT is density functional theorem. It is a computational method for calculating the optical and electronic properties of atomic systems. We really need to figure out how to build a museum. The city of Beijing is starving. What are you assholes even doing? No, stop it. Zong. Horace Vernet. I'm not familiar with him. Anyone know Vernet? Yeah, I'll totally build a mine on that coal eventually. God. Chillax, everyone. Yeah, many good scientists are exceptional writers. There are many, many more scientists than that writing papers which get published and which I'm required to be familiar with. Oh. But they try. And I suppose that's important. Oh, Corin Horn. Don't be like that. Yeah, I've actually encountered a kind of shocking contempt for the written word among a lot of science undergraduates that I don't think is necessarily that easy to get rid of once you graduate. A lot of scientists don't read a lot outside of their field or outside of their preferred genre. And honestly, one of the only good ways to get good at writing and to get a good handle on how language works and how to work it efficiently is by reading a lot.
Claiming no other their own.
Yeah. I don't know. I had to learn a lot of math for the stuff I do. I have to have it at, like, my fingertips. Alex, what you doing, bro? The difficulties people have, or scientific writers in particular have, wouldn't offend me as much if they didn't if a contempt for the written word wasn't so common. I mean, if you're bad at something, that's fine, get good at it, especially if it's required for your job, but frequently people are resistant to the idea that they even should, or that it's a skill that's in any way worth developing, and it really is. It really is. Being able to communicate efficiently is critically important for, well, humans. Well, this is super irritating. Alright, tell you what, guys. I think it's time to wrap up there for a week. What do you say next week we come back and knock over Alexander? Yeah. Cornhorn, I agree entirely. I can't put in any overtime this week, unfortunately. But maybe next week? So I will see you guys in 7 days. I might do a makeup stream in the interim, depending on what I'm up to. So, everyone, have a great week. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you in a couple of days. We'll pull a victory out of this game yet, I think.